Hi everyone, welcome back to Songs on Art, me Annika Jörnrodell and my blog about artful leadership. Last time I talked about listening, and that is the most important skill in leadership. And to be able to listen deeply and not project our own story onto others, we have a personal work to attend to in order to know ourselves better and to really deepen our belonging in the world. So today I want to talk about reality, our inner and our outer reality. And in this outer reality, we know a lot, but in the inner reality we don't talk so much about that, and we haven't had so much guidance in our lives on our inner reality. But you know, when I'm sitting here, I sense my body, I can sense my heart. I'm sitting here with my feet on the ground. This is my experience of the outer reality right now. And then if I close my eyes, suddenly I can be somewhere else. I can move out in space. I can be on a boat, on a river. I can move to a landscape of my dreams. And it's like I'm a membrane between these two worlds. So as vast as this outer world is, if I look up in the sky and beyond, just as vast is my inner universe. And they coexist side by side. And they affect one another, and they can also inform one another. I believe that most of us, we have a lot of contact with this outer world, not so much with the inner world. But some of us maybe are more attached to the inner world and have not as much contact with the outer world. So it's important that we have a balance between these two worlds in us. In this outer world, it's easy to be caught up in a kind of rat race where we stop listening to our own needs, and we try to be good and able and strong, even if we are afraid, we are stressed, we are vulnerable. So how can I get some information from the inner world to help me adjust in the outer world? So the wonderful thing is that play, that was really important for us as children, it's important still as adults, but we don't talk about play because that is childish. It's not the work for a grown-up. But I would say it's really important for us. We can learn about ourselves if we listen to signals and messages from our inner reality. So we can learn from our dreams, of course, but we can also use the highway into this source of knowing, and that is the use of arts. To paint, to dance, move, to write poetry, to be in theater, drama, sing, play music. All of these are part of another language that is really useful if you want to have contact with your inner reality. And for example, if I have a problem in my outer reality at my work, for example, I feel frustrated, maybe I feel stuck in a relationship at work in my team, and I don't really know what it's about. then I can, for example, I could take a piece of paper and some crayons, and I can put the paper on a wall or maybe on the table and just take one crayon in each hand and be in contact with my feeling of stuck. Maybe I feel frustrated. Just stay in that feeling and let the feeling come out on the paper. So just, like playing with the crayons, the paint, the colors of the crayons on this paper without making it into some kind of art piece. It's just playing for the sake of playing, if you understand what I mean. So just letting this feeling of frustration come out on the paper. It's, if I'm frustrated, maybe the energy goes like this, or if I'm really stuck, maybe it goes slowly. So just follow this feeling. And then when you feel that you are ready, you put the crayons down and you can place the piece of paper maybe on the wall. So you can go away from it, looking at it from a distance. And suddenly, your feeling of stuck has come as a representation on that piece of paper. And you can have a dialogue with it. You can stay there, investigate what happens inside you. What thoughts do you get? What do you see? What do you hear? What images rises up in you when you look at this piece of paper connected to this relationship that you don't really understand? And suddenly something will reveal itself, because you are, through the art, talking to your more unconscious knowing, because you know a lot of things without being conscious about it, because you move around in the world all the time, and your body and your senses are picking so many things up, but you can have just 5 to 7 things in your conscious mind at the same time. So your system is taking so much more in. So tap into that knowing. The art is the highway, and you can learn so much about yourself and issues in this outer world by taking contact with the inner world. Next time I will talk about an inhabitant in my inner world that scared me a lot through my 20s, when I was 20 up to 30. So I stop now, and I hope to see you next week. So bye for now.